So in this video, I'm going to discuss one of the fastest, one of the most unique passport and residency combinations. Now, if you've been following my channel, or if you follow any channel regarding this topic, right, passports and residencies and banking and taxation, you know you don't get everything in one country. And exceedingly, a lot of people from the US and people from Europe, especially Germany, they're fleeing, they're exiting their home country tax net. And you might ask why. The reason is very obvious. It's 50% in taxation, almost up to 50% in taxes in most cases. Sometimes it goes far more than that, and you're paying more than half the money. You're not getting the safety, you're not getting the security, and you're getting scrutinized around the world. Your passport is diminishing in value, and that's the reason why a lot of people are thinking all this is not worth it in 2026. As time progresses, things in life is getting harder and harder. You don't want to lose out on your money. You don't want to lose half your money. So you want to protect your wealth. You want to protect yourself, and you want to exit at the right time. And the right time for a lot of people is now. So that's where one of the big questions comes up is, hey, yes, I can do the descent. Yes, I can do the marriage, and it'll take years and years and years. And nowadays, even that has become difficult, right? Even if you qualify through descent or through normal means, typical naturalization takes several years, and at the end of the journey, you don't know if you're going to get that citizenship. And that's where this video, I'm going to talk about a couple of things. One is, how do you successfully, what is the strategy that you use to exit your home country tax net? It's not that easy because they're not going to make it that simple. Can't just pack up your bags and leave and think that you're going to exit your home country tax system by living somewhere else. No, that's not the only thing. There are a few things that you have to take into account. It's part of the equation, right? So you do those things, and I'm going to discuss that in this video. And you need something else. The something else is your home country, the new home country, or the backup home country, or the plan B home country, which is a passport. Preferably, ideally, you want to get a zero tax passport. And then separate to that, because your zero tax passport isn't going to be the best of the best countries, right? The most respectable countries. To add respect, you need a jurisdiction, at least a territorial country with a permanent residency. By living there the least amount of time, you can legally strike the tax residency. And because it's territorial, it's not going to ask you for the worldwide stuff. You still have the zero tax home country passport for security and safety. So this is helping you diversify not just your assets, but also your life. If shit hits the fan, you don't have to rely on your home country passport. Sometimes these passports are sensitive documents. The moment they see that passport, they stereotype you. So you want to have a neutral and independent passport. Now, cutting the chase, coming right to the point. Before that, a quick request. If you're new to this channel, please check your subscription. If you haven't yet subscribed, please turn that on. It helps this channel grow and helps me get you valuable information on time. All right, so for the passport, I'm going to discuss the residency in the second half, but in the first half, I want to discuss the best and the quickest and the fastest passport. What are the options? I think in 2026, the only two options that really make any sense are the Turkish passport. That's one. The second one is the Vanuatu passport. How much time does Turkey take? Turkey takes some time. It takes around 6 to 8 months. Sometimes it can go up to 12 months. So that's a slow process. I think, in my opinion, if you're trying to exit your home country and you already have a solid, strong passport, then what makes sense is Vanuatu, a lightweight option. It's a lightweight layer. It doesn't have all the respect, doesn't have all the access, but it has the zero taxes. So remember the point which I made. One country is not going to give you everything. You need to suck a little bit out of all these options and then put the picture together. It's like a puzzle, right? So it fits together, and in the end, you create a portfolio item. You want a portfolio item that's the most useful combination, a practical combination. So when you're paying for something, you're getting a direct value. That should be your primary bread. That's the bread and butter in your portfolio. And then after that, once you have satisfied that, then you can add the bells and whistles and the fancy stuff, the things that you don't need, maybe plan C's and plan D's. But primarily you want that base layer. And one of the best base layers is the Vanuatu passport. 3 or 4 main reasons. One, it's one of the cheapest programs out there. Two, it still has a very good access. I'm going to talk about the access, and this access comes to you. So you get this visa-free access. You land in the country of your residency from inside without triggering any alarms from inside. And once you land in that residency country, you can trigger your permanent residency. Yes, you can trigger a direct permanent residency. So you have the passport, you have the permanent residency, and then this combination works together. So the passport is Vanuatu. It has access to, as I said, some amazing access to those useful permanent residency countries. So that's the first advantage. Second advantage is that it itself is a zero tax country. So yes, you could technically or theoretically live in Vanuatu, trigger the zero tax residency, but most people aren't going to do that. Most people are going to find a better jurisdiction for residency purposes. They're going to strike a permanent residency elsewhere, because when you're trying to trigger a tax residency, you also want to have some physical entry, some physical presence in that country. So when your residency country is going to point towards Vanuatu, Vanuatu is not going to do anything because it's a zero tax country. It's not expecting any taxes from you, and the understanding is that you're an economic citizen. You purchase the passport, but you don't live there. That's the second advantage. The third and the biggest advantage why most people look at this option, get this option, is the speed. Vanuatu is a super quick, super fast option, literally in 45 to 50 days. And yes, we have a direct liaison to the government. So at any point in time, right, you are interested in this passport, we are able to obtain this at the best possible price because of the direct connection. And we are able to expedite it as much as possible because we have a team on the ground. So it's not offline communications, it's real-time interactions with the program heads. So you get your documents on time and at the fastest possible speed. What is the speed? Anywhere from 45 days to 60 days, you can strike the Vanuatu passport, you can get it in hand. And the best thing is the price. What is the price? It's roughly 165K for the entire family. Single applicant 130, family 165. I love the family program because out of the 165, you get back $50,000. So the net program price is going to be 115 for up to 4 passports. It's a super solid program, and with this passport you and your family can then enter visa free to Panama. So no Dubai, right? What's going on in the Middle East? What's going on with Iran? You want to have something diversified. I would not look at the Middle East, at least not right now. So the best option, the easiest option is you take the Vanuatu passport, enter Panama. Panama has a bunch of different ways you can obtain permanent residence. You can purchase a property. You can open up a fixed deposit. You can do different types of investments that best suits your needs, and you can trigger the permanent residency in Panama. And we specialize with this type of permanent residency that you're trying to strike. And because Panama is like Dubai, it's lightning fast, it's respected, it has good connections with other banks, it has reputable and respectable international banks. So that is the respectable jurisdiction that you're trying to strike for your tax residency. So for all practical purposes, Panama is going to do the trick. So you're getting something out of there. Panama is a territorial tax system, so it's not going to trigger the worldwide taxation for you. So as long as your income or your earnings are staying outside somewhere and you can decide where, you can get this permanent residency, and your passport is not doing anything except helping you get there and being that base layer on which the entire structure sits till you get an alternate, stronger passport. And none of this is tax advice, but how do you exit your home country, right? So there are different things that you have to take, but when I try to generalize this, the first step really is that you inform your home country that you're exiting. So you have to give some communication based on which country you're coming from. Different countries have different rules. Some countries you have to notify, other countries you don't have to notify, but really this comes down to which country we're talking about. Most countries in Europe, you gotta just give them a notification that you plan to exit your home country, and after that the first thing is the home. Now, are you still maintaining that home? Ideally, you want to get rid of those properties in your home country, or at least shift them. Let's say a family member holds them, that's fine. But if it is sitting under you, then you make sure you at least rent it out. But it should not be available to you. Otherwise, then your home country has a claim saying that, hey, you had a place to live, you have a property, you actively have a place where you can reside. So you want to cut the tie. You want to either sell the property or rent the property, or at least make it not available to you. You can rent it to your family members and they're not part of this tax equation. So that's the second step. The third step is your banking, right? So yes, I understand it might be impossible to get rid of your home country bank system, but that should not be your primary banking system. You want to move your primary, or you at least want to diversify your banking to multiple jurisdictions until you open up that bank account in Panama. Anyways, depositing some money in your bank account can help you get a residency in Panama. So you're killing two birds with one stone. And with that banking, that's your primary banking that you're doing in Panama, you're trying to reduce the burden from your home country banking system. It could be a passive banking solution in place. So these are the type of things that you do. So your center of life does not appear to be in your home country. The center of your life is in that bubble sitting in Panama. And at any point in time, you want to strike this structure, right? You want to work on your taxation, you want to work on your passport, you want to work on your residency. This is just a quick and dirty example. There are other options as well, but usually this works out to be the fastest. And at any point in time, you want to work on your portfolio, you want to work on your tax structure, you're looking to exit your home country system. You can always click the link, book a call. We can have a quick chat to understand what you're looking for, and then accordingly help you structure the life you're seeking, the good life that you're seeking. I hope you liked this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up, make sure you're subbed, and catch you in the next one.